Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Zwift Fitness Journey. So today is one of the first senses of normal that I'm going to have had in quite a while, but still only to an extent. I am into a new week, but like I said, it's still going to take me all or most of this week to get caught up to where I could get back to normal. And in more ways than one. This week I'm going to be trying to refine my fitness, though admittedly my fitness is noticeably better. But I think the biggest thing that I noticed about my fitness being better didn't have to do with the fact that I have recovered and gotten the necessary rest and proper eating habits and just not being overworked, not being overstressed, blah blah blah. None of that. No, it was just simply that, one, I have two soccer games that I play every weekend in two different states, different indoor facilities, but one of those facilities started authorizing people to no longer have to wear a mask while playing if you could verify that you've had your vaccine and the requisite time. And so presenting that vaccine card, nice little hole punch on your player card, ref verifies player card, and you're good to go. So for the first time playing in over a year without a mask, and wow, what an incredible feeling that actually ended up being. I was flying. I was literally flying out there. I did not score any goals. I didn't take any shots, but I'm a defender by trade, and they only scored a single goal while I was on the field, and it was while I was embroiled in a 4-on-1, and I did shut down the initial, but the deflection went to somebody, and they were able to get the shot off and score. So that was the only goal of the game, actually, for them. And it was a team that normally beats us, and we beat them 3-1. And I set up plenty of attempts. I was very active, and wow, being able to run without a mask, what a difference. Anyway, back to this. So today is still anything but normal. I still have fatigue in my legs that I haven't felt except this month, and fatigue in my body and my mind. So yeah, it's not good. But you might have noticed in that last ride, thanks Brad, you might have noticed in my last ride at the end of last week that, for one thing, it was 5-10 minutes longer than I had done in a couple weeks. I'm planning on my goal today, for one, set myself up actually a little bit earlier, and that's just because I'm a little more caught up. I had a little more time available. Oh my goodness, I love that. Oh gosh, I know what kind of vehicle that was. Did you see it? The little three-wheeler? I forget what those are called. Anyway, so lost my train of thought. I got so excited. I was like, squirrel, squirrel. I have more time today. I'm still not feeling great. I'm still not feeling fantastic. So I am not in the mood to push too hard. But I don't hop on the bike today with being reluctant to get on, which I have been all of the previous times in the last 2.5 weeks since I really hit this massive point of exhaustion. All of those previous rides, I did it because I felt I had to. Otherwise, I would just be done. No more Zwift. And to be honest with you, that is exactly what would have been the case. It's 1% gradient, and I'm feeling this. So this is not a good quality ride today, but what I am planning, what I'm intending, is to simply finish the ride. Even though it might take me 20-25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to do, I'm just planning on actually getting through this thing. And regardless of pace, I'm not worried about pace today. I'm on cruise control. But stretching the legs a lot more than what I've done recently is the goal, is the intent. And we'll see if I can actually live up to that billing, because again, I finally have set aside enough time, squeezed in enough time to be able to actually finish my first circuit here in McCurry Island. So this is the third time in a row we're here in the new Zwift world. This time I'm on the 2 village route. I've been on the 3 village route, covered about 2/3 of it. That was my longest ride for quite a while. And then last time we went for that short but steep climb, and I would have made it to the end had enough time, but I had to get going. It's a good track meet, by the way. We did quite well. My athletes, we placed very highly compared to the other school. So they won 6th grade girls, but other than that, we won every other grade level gender classification. So 5 out of 6 going to us in top placings in high jump, which is what I'm the coach of. So now as we continue up the road here, as for track and as for that busy schedule that I'm still in the middle of, track is part of what's making it so busy, and that's about to get a whole lot easier. Today's last practice of the season, and tomorrow final track meet, just like that. We just started a month ago, but we are already into our final week, and that's down to COVID. But here we are, and that's what we're up to. Now today, no formal topic, just getting through the ride. Again, still tight on time. I'm making things a lot better, getting through and able to do more today than I've done, but that doesn't mean that I have the luxury of time just yet. Speaking of time, even though things are about to get better, only to an extent, a minor extent, because, well, I've got PCM, Pro Cycling Manager, releasing, and for the first time, I'm going to go ahead and have the Tour de France companion game. I'll be involved in that one as well. Now, I'm not worried about trying to pack ride today. I'm on my time trial bike. Or at least I think I'm on my time trial bike. I haven't had time to bother checking any time recently. Short sprint up ahead. I might give it a partial go. I mean, I've been riding easy today. I'm not going flat out. No way am I going flat out. But it looks like it's only 10-12 seconds. I can handle a little 12-second push. I can already see the banner up ahead, so we're not far from it now. Alright, here we go. Not max gear, not max effort, just a good ride. That's good enough for the quarter mark. Considering that was not a hard ride. Not bad. Let's talk Giro for a second. A few minutes anyway. So, Giro, hate to say it almost, but man oh man, have I called this one. Evenepoel has blown up, lost half an hour overall. He's done exactly what I expected. I love Evenepoel. I'm a huge fan, but I knew him being a GC contender in his first race of the year, when he wasn't a GC contender before, was unrealistic. He's a good climber. He's not an elite climber, and you're not going to become one overnight. That's something that's got to develop. next year, after a solid year of riding, maybe one more Grand Tour, maybe La Vuelta. Sure, I could see that, but not right now. Yates, widely regarded as the favorite, at least among the British pundits. I knew he wasn't going to be a favorite. I like Yates also a lot, and he might get his tour win one of these days, Grand Tour. But I knew it wasn't going to be this year, and that it wasn't going to be this profile. Too steep, too many time trials. La Vuelta, with the right riders up against him, I could absolutely see Simon Yates winning La Vuelta. Right competitors there, of course, but I could see him winning. Right now, I think there's a clear top 3 in the GC Grand Tour hierarchy. Roglic, Pogačar, Bernal. Now, you can pick whatever order you want for those 3, but still, it's those 3, and nobody else can really lay into them. And as I predicted, Bernal, so far, race isn't over yet, and there's still hard stages ahead of us, but right now, it's all Bernal. He is absolutely crushing it out there, and it is not very close. So, that being said, Bernal on top, again, right as I said, right as I predicted, and that's that. Now, behind him, the order is getting close to what I predicted. Yates still is top 5, and I figured he'd be between 3rd and 5th, and maybe just holding on for 3rd. Carthy, I figured would struggle through the first half of the tour, but as the climbs got taller and taller, he'd gently move up the order quietly and ultimately finish a distant 2nd. Right now he's looking exactly like that. He's now on the final step of the podium and looking good. So, I don't know. I'm not going to get them all right. I've never gotten them all right, but so far I've had a pretty good feel for this tour. Alright, we're into one of our villages. We're going to make a loop around the village and then continue on. We're also over a 3rd of the way through the route now. As for the points, I do not know exactly where the standings are right now. I haven't looked it up in the last few days, but presumably after winning stage 10 and leading at that point and finishing on the podium behind Nizzolo, who Nizzolo himself, not a contender. And is Nizzolo out? Was he out on this last stage? So many riders have crashed out. It's getting really hard to keep track. I don't know what's going on. The weather. Weather's a factor. They've had some rough weather, but there have been so many crashes and so many contenders that were already lost on time, that I said were going to be lost on time, and should be active in the KOM are actually currently in the midst of just not being in the race and gone home. So, but they were in the positions I ultimately suggested they would be in. But in the points, I still believe, anyway, that Sagan's in that driver's seat. I knew Ewan would go for stages and not that points jersey. He never seems interested in those. Not that type of rider. I don't know why. He certainly could compete, but I think he's worried that would take away from his ability to win stages. And he cares more about those individual stage-by-stage accolades than the overall points jersey as best sprinter. Sagan, meanwhile, seems to have a fairly firm grasp on that. He does have contenders, but I think he's probably sitting in pretty good shape to take that one with just a handful of stages to go. KOM, again, I'm not sure where that is, but I believe Bernal is the leader. And the way he's riding, he very well could hang on, but they've already started allowing large breakaways, both in size and the distance, the following distance, the time gaps that predictably they're due to win at least a couple more stages. And if you have the same rider going for it and they already have some points on hand, they very well could take that jersey away. As Bernal obviously not thinking about the double. I don't think he's got that in mind at all. He's just going for that GC, plain and simple. Love the balloons there. Kind of thought the loop was just one lap around, but we've already gone all the way around. Continue to ride through the village here. Now roughly halfway through the route itself, and we should be heading out again onto the roadway, I would think, next time we link up with it, and then continuing on to the next one. Alright, I'm going to put my head down for a few minutes, speed things up for you, think about what to talk about next, because that's about all I had for today. So let's continue on towards the fishing village. See you in a moment. So as I continue on up this climb, which I gotta say I'm doing relatively well, all things considered, as as the rider that I passed up is coming back up on me here, using me to pace, and I've slowed up a little bit. Anyway, first big goal that I had with doing Zwift, I have achieved. As this rider goes flying past, they're just putting the pedal down. It's really not that steep, so you really push a wattage, you can fly up this hill, making it work a lot harder for myself by not working as hard. Well, anyway, getting a lot of the climbing for this route done though right now on this climb. So first big goal was my COVID weight. So I wasn't particularly happy with my weight entering COVID. I wasn't thrilled about it. I wasn't too worried about it though. It wasn't quite where I wanted to be. It was up a little bit from where I had been a few years earlier when I had done a massive diet, but it wasn't majorly different, and it certainly wasn't bad shape. It was just okay shape. And as I was getting older on the soccer, aka football field, getting a little bit slower, and stamina was definitely taking an effect. So COVID hit, and I quickly put on 11 pounds. So in just under a year, right to the beginning of February, so just over 10 months, I had added 11 pounds. So basically 1 pound per month is what I was gaining without the regular exercise. And that was frustrating. I was not pleased by that. And so my first goal was to lose that weight. And I've done it. I've lost that weight now. So I am back to my pre-COVID weight. Alright, let's push on a bit. Castle path. I'm very pleased to have taken that weight off. And now, of course, I move on to the next goal of getting where I want to be. That's kind of a two-stager. There's the just happiness level of fitness versus I don't want elite fitness, not at this age. I'm not going to train that hard, work that hard for it. I'm not going to turn into a pro or anything like that. So I'm not looking for anything crazy. But I am certainly looking to advance myself. And not just back to where I was, but to a better place. Place I haven't been since I broke my back in the army. And getting back, not to the elite fitness I had, but, shortly after, as that fitness was going away, and I wasn't at the elite fitness level, but I still was in really good shape, even with the busted back, because I had that elite fitness level. And it wasn't until almost halfway through college that was well and truly gone. If I can get back to that stage, that's where I want to be. So for now, I want to get back to being fit in general. I'm not far from that. And then get to a good level of fitness. Never mind the elite. Alright, we're at village number 2. Make our loop around this village, and then on we go towards the finish. Looks like there's a sprint point in here. Looks like there's a KOM in here. Let's see if we pass through any of those. Oh, beautiful view. And yes, here comes that sprint point. Again, I'm not interested in putting too much time or effort into this one. Already coming up on it now, but speed up a little bit. We're going the same way again. I figured we'd be turning left and going through the village a bit more, but apparently that was it. That was the loop this time. Something tells me this driveway on my left-hand side is going to be a future route. Right up that hill, nice and steep. Look at that claw. Ooh, are we turning right down here and heading back in? Not done yet. We're already at 11K. It's only supposed to be a 12K route. But you never know when these things actually start. There was no timer. There was no banner that I crossed under. Ooh, hello. Boar there on the left-hand side running. Oh, gosh. I think this is the first downhill I've had, other than 100 meters or so. Certainly the first lengthy one. Straight onto the farmlands. Okay, we are moving out of here. Just worried about a tight right-hander right there. And going up. Well, there's 12K, and here's that country loop marker again. I'm gonna laugh if I don't get credit, and that starts the timer. Here's all the people that roughly should have been starting with me. Did it just start me like literally seconds past the... Yeah, I started right about here. Okay, route complete. Just enough. 2 village loop. First time. First time in a long time. I don't get time because it did start me a few meters into the course. But my time was 33 minutes anyway, so it's not like it was competitive. It was just did the loop. We went for that nice easy ride and we made it through. In one piece. I'm not hurting too bad. I didn't have to ride too hard. But I obviously left so much on the table. I was not anywhere near max effort. It was just an effort. But lap complete. That's going to do it for this one on Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.